folks, Puffin here with another Antifa Joe Spell. We're going to light the candle of magic with the light of truth. As you can see, the last time we started a new candle of magic, it melted in the sun. It's a black candle. But hopefully this will be safe, and if not, we'll put it out and stop this midway. But we've been using the Joe Biden bowl, cleansing the fascism from ourselves, from our country, from the world, through cleansing the fascism from Joe Biden. And since the last time we've done this spell, there hasn't been a whole lot of anti-fascism coming from Joe Biden. In fact, notice that he never reversed Trump's tariffs on China or Cuba or even the EU. That he hasn't arrested Trump yet. It's December 13th, and he still hasn't arrested Trump. We have 12 days till Christmas, and Joe Biden still has not arrested Trump. So that's a problem, because it makes it seem like he's not really president, or that we're not getting what we voted for, and we're not getting a president, because a president would protect the country. And Trump and Putin and Zuckerberg are the biggest threats to our country and the biggest threat to democracy, probably, that we've ever had. So the Joe Biden bowl is currently completely clogged up. No airflow coming through it. So we need to take an emergency step to get oxygen back to democracy, to America, to Joe Biden, to bring Joe Biden back to life. Because in a way, he's kind of like the ghost of Trump. He's not even like the ghost of Obama, although Obama wasn't as good as we wanted him to be. He's kind of like the ghost of Trump. He hasn't even gotten Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill yet, which was something that was all ready to go before Trump racist it away. So that would be a very easy thing for Joe Biden to do. Really, it would be easy for him to arrest Trump, too. Arresting Trump is the most American thing he could do, and it's what it's pretty much his job. He sent everybody else back to work, but is Joe Biden doing his job in arresting Trump when Trump is a present threat to our country and our democracy? Trump represents a threat both foreign and domestic, because he's here, and a lot of his supporters or his terrorists are here, but Putin is calling the shots. So Putin is actually the foreign threat. I wouldn't say Russia, because Putin is a traitor to Russia. And they're all traitors to humanity for spreading this virus, lying about it, for continuing war and fossil fuels, which we've just recently seen the devastation in Kentucky from the huge tornado there that went over 200 miles. Biggest tornado we've ever seen. It's ever been, as far as we know. And that's from global warming. That's from climate change. That's from the stuff that Trump and Putin and Zuckerberg are standing in the way of us fixing. And really, while Joe Biden is allocating money to supposedly transfer to green energy, a lot of that got curtailed. It's not enough, it's not fast enough, and even what they have is being undone. Putin's puppet Modi is the one who took the blame for not allowing the world to agree to end coal. Well, the world has really agreed. It's just the fossil fuel industry that has to come around, and the leaders who are beholden to them, which is why we're doing an Antifa Joe Biden spell. Because Joe Biden is the leader now, who can be setting a tone, changing things, using the power of the presidency and the power of America to lead the green revolution instead of lagging behind. Or even worse, like Trump was doing, obstructing it by being on Team Fossil Fuel. Surely Biden's probably doing more of that than is good. Just as Biden hasn't reversed Trump's racist immigration policies, or a lot of the other stuff that Trump was doing that was extremely racist, Biden hasn't undone it enough, which has always been the claim for the Antifa Joe Spell. But the other thing I have to remember is that this is a spell for all of us to remove fascism from all of us, and Joe Biden is a representation of that. Of course, if we had Bernie in office, if we had AOC in office, we'd be talking about something different because they'd already be doing things. We'd still have, fascism yet to eradicate. That's going to be the case. But we would have already gotten some things done. Like Trump could have already been in jail. It would make a big difference. It would shut down a lot of his supporters in the way they continue to try to spread the virus, continue to kill people. Joe Biden did identify that Facebook is killing people by spreading misinformation, but he's not acting appropriately to protect us. I was watching a CGTN broadcast of a memorial for Chinese people who were killed by the Japanese 100 years ago, I think. 100 years ago today. And it just reminds you how awful war is and how wrong war is. But also how people can work together even after having done terrible things between their nations. People can come together. And of course, America's done some of the worst things ever to Japan and to other countries too. And, it seems like we're trying to do bad things to China now. We don't need to do this anymore. War is obsolete. We just proved that after 20 years and $1.5 trillion, we couldn't defeat the Taliban with the strongest military in the world. Yeah, granted, Putin was running both sides there at the end, because Putin was running the Taliban and Putin was running Trump and coordinating it for the handover. But regardless, war doesn't work. If you're just going to have handovers anyway, you might as well just buy people off to begin with, instead of killing all these people and wasting all this time and getting all these people injured. Just everything you do, just ruining millions of people's lives to make some money. That's what war is. And we don't need it anymore at all. It's completely obsolete. It's time to repurpose the military to green energy conversion and rescue. We're going to need rescue for natural disasters, such as the one that just happened in Kentucky. So they're asking for socialism now. They want the National Guard there. They want tax money to rebuild. They want socialism. And socialism is what we need. Socialism will save America. Socialism will save the world. Socialism will save us from our mistakes that we've made so far by destroying the environment. We have to come together and work collectively, work communally, work cooperatively to save the earth. That is a necessity, and rest in peace to all the victims and family members of people affected by the recent tornado. Blessings to all of them. But the lesson we need to take from it is that this is going to get worse, as people have been saying for decades, until we address climate change, meaning stop the fossil fuel industry, go green, make green energy top priority, and get over whining about socialism. Socialism is exactly what you want. When you have a catastrophe, that's what natural disasters remind people, when we need to work together, what we actually need taxes for, not to blow more things up, but to help when the things that we've already blown up blow up in our faces, such as the environment, the climate. So this is a reason why Joe needs to go as Antifa as he can go, but we all do. We all need to be as Antifa as we can be to save the planet, Oops. To save ourselves and our countries, to save democracy, because it's all under threat in every country from the same clan of people: KGB, KKK, Putin, Trump, Bolsonaro, Modi. There's a reason why America, Brazil, and India had the highest deaths from the Trump virus genocide, because they were the ones doing Putin's will. Bolsonaro was, of course, Trump of the tropics, as he called himself, and said everything that Trump said. But the Brazilian Senate is moving to arrest Bolsonaro for genocide, crimes against humanity, which is what we need to be pinning on Trump and Zuckerberg for being part of it. Zuckerberg was known all along, plays stupid or whatever, but once you nationalize Facebook, that means let every country run their own Facebook. You don't have to run it for the entire world. I mean, we don't get to, that's not right. But if every country runs their own, then they're all incentivized to help the nationalized Facebook process, which isn't that much of a process. You just arrest Zuckerberg. You get the people that don't want to go down with him to turn on him, like any other, crime or terrorist shakedown. Go ahead and get rid of Zuckerberg and get the evidence that you can from Facebook before they destroy more of it. But the whistleblower they sent out, as far as I can tell, wasn't blowing the whistle on the full extent. They were trying to plead to a lesser charge. And even Facebook admitted to promoting right-wing content. And I don't know if they admitted to suppressing left-wing content, but they do. I mean, I've been suspended on Twitter with no reason given, or no response to my questions about it for 8 or 9 years. Where's my parade? But yeah, they've done this the whole time. They're mostly responsible, machine bots and such are mostly responsible for this Nazism, besides the people responsible behind it, such as Putin, Zuckerberg, Trump. And you could say the devil or evil spirits are involved. Much like Trump, Putin, and Zuckerberg themselves. Maybe they can be redeemed. But if not, we need to get rid of them. So the Joe Biden bowl is much cleaner than it was before. The candle of magic seems to be at a safe length now, and burning down instead of burning up. But we do need to consider AOC for our next president. Of course, Bernie, if Bernie wants to run. When I say next president, I mean 2004. Go ahead and primary Biden, or have Biden pass the torch. And show that the real ideas of democracy, doesn't matter who is the face of it, the ideas are good enough to save our country, to save humanity, to save the world, which is what we need. Because the people are socialist. The people have gone socialist. You can just tell by the support that Bernie has. If instead of all the trolls who've been helping the Trumpers and Nazis, if people from around the world want to help this socialist revolution, pillar revolution is the hashtag I use, we can do it from bed. We can do it in our sleep. Thanks for watching and sharing this magic. I'm going to go ahead and put this candle out. We'll have more to do soon. But as you can see, the sun is coming up here, which is a good sign. Hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. End fascism every way you can. And we can all do things to end it with simple words, with simple actions, with kindness to people, with love. So thanks for watching and sharing. Let's also hold Joe Biden to a higher standard, the standard that we would hold Bernie to, what we wanted before they tricked us and bait and switched us, or whatever you want to call it, ran 30 candidates against us with Russian funding. But They're not going to do that next time. They'll be running those candidates against Biden. So Bernie can easily win the primary, or AOC can easily win the primary, and easily win the presidency, and save the world with our support. But we should go ahead and start providing that support, so they know that's what we want. I think you can see the sun coming up in the background. The clouds are pretty. So thank you to the Light of Truth. Thank you to the Candle of Magic. Thank you to the Iron Elf. Thank you for watching. Goddess bless you. Jesus bless you. Judas bless you. I bless you, and bless yourself. Love you forever. And do it without the implements of the spell. Love you forever. See you soon. Well, you can't see the sunrise yet anyway. It's not showing up yet. Well, thanks for watching. See you soon.